Listen, let me tell you something. Life will not hand you success just because you showed up. It will not crown you with greatness because you simply wanted it. Life pays you in direct proportion to the work you put in. If you want to rise higher, if you want to become better, if you want to live a life that is bigger than the one you were born into, you must commit to one thing: developing yourself day in and day out. See, everybody wants the glory, but very few want the grind. Everybody wants to shine, but not everybody wants to sharpen their skills. The truth is, growth is not a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. Every single day, you wake up with two options: to stay the same or to grow into something greater. And the reality is this: if you don't deliberately grow, you will automatically decline. Now, let's get real. Too many people are waiting on the right time to start improving. They say, when I get a little more money, I'll start. When I have more time, I'll work on myself. When things slow down, I'll focus. Let me tell you, there is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. Growth doesn't happen tomorrow. It doesn't happen next week. It doesn't happen when your schedule clears. It happens when you decide that every day you're going to do something to make yourself better than you were yesterday. Think about it. If you plant a seed and never water it, it dies. If you put a car in the garage and never drive it, it rusts. If you put your dreams on the shelf and never invest in yourself, they fade away. But if you water the seed daily, it grows into something strong. If you drive the car and maintain it, it lasts. And if you develop yourself day after day, you become someone unstoppable. Developing yourself isn't about huge leaps every single day, it's about consistent steps. Read that book when others are scrolling their phone. Practice that skill when others are wasting time. Work on your craft when others are sleeping. Success is built in the hours when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when nobody is cheering. And when the spotlight finally hits you, people will think you got lucky. No, you didn't get lucky. You got consistent. Don't let comfort keep you small. Comfort zones are beautiful, but nothing grows there. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth requires stretching. Growth requires discipline. Growth requires sacrifice. But let me tell you, every ounce of discomfort you endure now will pay you back with a life far beyond what comfort ever could. You have to believe in yourself enough to invest in yourself daily. Take the class, learn the trade, build the habit. Surround yourself with people who push you higher, not those who hold you down. You can't fly with eagles if you keep scratching around with chickens. You have too much potential inside you to waste another day staying the same. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't look for motivation. Look for responsibility. Don't wait for a push. Give yourself one. And don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress. Little by little, day by day, you will transform into the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. Because the truth is, greatness doesn't come from what you do once in a while. Greatness comes from what you do every single day. Develop yourself day in and day out, and one day you'll look back and realize you've become everything you once dreamed of and more. Growth is not a one-time decision, it's a daily commitment. When people hear the word growth, they think of a single defining moment where everything changes, where a door opens, and suddenly life takes off in a new direction. But that's not how it works. Real growth isn't about a single choice you make once and then you're done. It's about showing up every single day with the mindset that you're not going to waste the time you've been given. Growth is a commitment that demands consistency, patience, and perseverance. It's about deciding today, tomorrow, and the next day that you are going to be intentional about becoming better. You can't walk into a gym once, lift some weights, and expect to walk out with a bodybuilder's physique. You can't open a book one time, read a few pages, and suddenly call yourself an expert. You can't pray once, work once, or sacrifice once, and then think you've already arrived. Growth is like a muscle, and just like muscles, it only develops when it's used daily, stretched daily, and challenged daily. If you stop, it weakens. If you quit, it shrinks. But if you keep showing up, even in small ways, you'll be shocked at how much stronger you become over time. The danger is that too many people make growth a seasonal thing. They say, "I'll work on myself when it's convenient." They make big promises every New Year, every Monday, or after every failure, but they don't keep up with the process when it gets tough. Growth doesn't work on seasons, it works on habits. It's not about how motivated you feel once in a while, it's about what you do consistently whether you feel like it or not. That's where the true transformation happens, in the everyday grind where most people quit, because it doesn't feel glamorous or rewarding fast enough. Think about a seed. When you plant it, you don't see anything happening for a while. Days, weeks, even months can pass before you see real signs of growth. But underneath the soil, roots are forming. The foundation is being built. The seed is committing itself to the process of becoming a tree. Growth in life works the same way. You might not see results today, you might not see them tomorrow, but the roots of your effort are spreading, and if you stay consistent, one day you will break through the surface. The reality is that daily commitment is hard because it demands discipline. Discipline means doing what's necessary even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is applauding you for it. Discipline means setting your alarm earlier, saying no to distractions, resisting instant gratification, and sacrificing comfort today for the reward tomorrow. Growth requires that kind of discipline every single day, not just once. Because once is easy. Anybody can do something once. But doing it daily is where character is built, where habits are formed, and where transformation takes place. And here's the thing about daily commitment. It compounds. Just like money invested grows over time with interest, the effort you put in each day adds up. Read a few pages every day, and in a year, you've read multiple books. Practice your skill every day, and in a year, you're not the same person you started as. Show up for your goals every single day, and by the time a year passes, people won't even recognize you. The growth might feel invisible in the moment, but when you look back, you'll realize how far you've come simply because you made that daily commitment. If you really want to grow, you have to make the decision every morning that you're going to invest in yourself. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, not when you're motivated, but every single day. Growth doesn't care if you're tired. Growth doesn't care if you're busy. Growth doesn't care if you don't feel like it. Growth only responds to consistency, and the people who are willing to make that daily investment are the ones who separate themselves from the rest. Because most people make one-time decisions and stop, but the few who commit every day become unstoppable. Success comes from consistency, not luck or big leaps. Too often people look at someone who has achieved great things and assume they got there because of some lucky break, a special talent, or a sudden moment of opportunity. But what they don't see are the countless days of repetition, the small actions taken again and again, the habits built when nobody was paying attention. Success is not the result of one giant leap. It is the accumulation of many small, steady steps that build momentum over time. It is not about doing one thing perfectly once. It is about doing the right things consistently until the results cannot be denied. Luck may give you a chance, but consistency keeps you in the game. Anyone can be in the right place at the right time once, but if you haven't been practicing, preparing, and building yourself day after day, you won't be ready to seize that chance when it comes. Consistency is what sharpens your skills so that when the opportunity shows up, you are equipped to handle it. Without consistency, luck is wasted. Without consistency, talent is wasted. Without consistency, even the best ideas stay unrealized. The problem is that people often want instant gratification. They want to start something today and see the reward tomorrow, but life doesn't work like that. Success is built like a wall, brick by brick, day by day. Each small effort might look insignificant on its own, but when stacked together over time, they form something unshakable. Consistency is that stacking process. It's the daily discipline of doing what needs to be done, whether it feels exciting or not, whether someone notices or not, whether progress is visible or hidden. And the people who are willing to stick with it long after the excitement fades are the ones who separate themselves from the crowd. Think about a musician. You don't become a master by playing the instrument once in a while when you're in the mood. You become great by practicing scales, by rehearsing daily, by committing to the process over years. Think about an athlete. You don't reach the top by showing up to the gym once a month. You get there by training consistently, by showing up even on the days you feel tired, by staying faithful to the routine. The same principle applies to every area of life: business, relationships, personal growth, health. It's not the occasional big effort that brings results. It's the steady rhythm of consistency. Consistency also builds trust. When people see that you show up again and again, they begin to rely on you, they begin to respect you, and they begin to recognize your value. Consistency is what builds your reputation. It's what proves that you're serious, that you're dependable, that you're not just talking but doing. Many people start strong but fade quickly. Few remain consistent long enough to see the true rewards. And that's why success is rare, because consistency is rare. One of the greatest things about consistency is that it compounds. The effort you put in today makes tomorrow easier. The discipline you practice this week makes next week smoother. Over time, the actions you repeat become habits, and those habits shape your character. And when you've built the character of someone who is consistent, success becomes inevitable, because success is not a destination, it's a reflection of who you've become in the process. And the process is built on showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. Don't be fooled by the highlight reels you see. People only show the victories, the big moments, the milestones. They don't show the hours of practice, the sleepless nights, the failures, the boring repetition, the sacrifices. But behind every so-called overnight success are years of consistent effort. Behind every achievement is a pattern of discipline. Behind every great story is a person who refused to quit and chose to stay consistent. That's the truth most people don't want to face, but it's also the key that unlocks real success. So when you think about success, stop waiting for a lucky break. Stop chasing shortcuts and stop relying on bursts of energy. Decide to be consistent. Decide to show up daily. Decide to build something slowly and steadily, because in the end, it's not the one-time effort or the sudden opportunity that defines you. It's the pattern of consistency that makes success not just possible, but inevitable. Comfort zones hold you back. Real development requires discipline and sacrifice. Comfort is one of the most dangerous places a person can stay because it convinces you that you're safe when in reality you're stuck. Comfort whispers in your ear that you're doing enough, that you don't need to push harder, that you can relax and coast through life. But the truth is, nothing extraordinary is born out of comfort. Growth only comes when you're willing to step beyond the familiar, to stretch yourself, to put yourself in situations that force you to rise. The reason people stay in their comfort zones is because stepping out feels uncomfortable, uncertain, and sometimes even painful. Discipline demands that you do things you don't always enjoy. Sacrifice asks you to give up temporary pleasures for long-term gain. And most people aren't willing to endure that. They'd rather stay where it feels safe, even if that safety keeps them from ever reaching their true potential. But the very discomfort that people avoid is the same discomfort that creates transformation. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, your dreams remain just dreams. With it, those dreams can become reality. Discipline means setting standards for yourself that you don't lower when you're tired or discouraged. It means showing up to do the work, whether you feel like it or not. It means controlling your habits instead of letting your habits control you. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't always feel rewarding in the moment. But it is the tool that shapes your character and builds your future. Sacrifice is the price you pay for progress. If you want to develop yourself, you have to be willing to let go of something. That might mean less time scrolling through distractions, less time hanging with people who don't push you forward, less money spent on short-term thrills so you can invest in long-term growth. Sacrifice often feels like loss in the beginning, but it is actually gain. Every time you sacrifice something small, you make room for something greater. Every time you give up comfort, you create space for growth. The people who achieve the most are not the ones who never had to sacrifice, but the ones who sacrificed the most. When you step outside your comfort zone, you discover strengths you didn't know you had. You learn skills you didn't think you could master. You build resilience you never imagined. Think about a muscle. It only grows when it's pushed beyond its limit. The resistance, the pain, the stretching, that's what makes it stronger. Life works the same way. If you never face resistance, you never grow. If you never stretch yourself, you never develop. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they keep you weak. Stepping out may feel uncomfortable, but it makes you powerful. The thing about comfort is that it lies to you. It tells you that staying the same is enough, but deep down you feel the frustration of not living up to your potential. You feel the quiet dissatisfaction of settling. You feel the restlessness of knowing you were made for more, but refusing to step into it. That's why discipline and sacrifice are so important. They cut through the lies of comfort and force you to do what's necessary instead of what's easy. They remind you that comfort never built a strong person, never built a great leader, never built a legacy. Real development doesn't happen when everything is convenient. It happens when you choose to endure the inconvenient. Waking up early to work on yourself, saying no to temptations, training your mind and body, putting in hours of work with no applause. These are the moments that build you. They're not easy, they don't always feel good, but they produce results. And once you've built the discipline and endured the sacrifice, you look back and realize the comfort you gave up was never worth what you gained. Discipline and sacrifice are the cost of unlocking your true potential. They are the keys to growth that comfort zones will never provide. Comfort wants you to stay the same, but discipline forces you to rise, and sacrifice makes room for you to transform into everything you're capable of becoming.